Yo guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be covering 2 builds for Ultimate Blair. Yes, 2, not 4, not 5, not 6, or not 10, just 2. We will cover a mobbing build using the new Descendant mod, Next Level Recipe, and then the Firearm bossing build, which was showcased at the start of the video using Backdraft. Overall thoughts on Blair: his mobbing setup is a lot more clean to use with Next Level Recipe, and his Firearm bossing build is the same as it was. One spot I feel they missed with Blair is just his overall casting speed for everything he does, but sadly they did not touch that. If you guys are interested in seeing builds like this put together live on stream, come stop by Twitch when I'm live. We're there every day of the week and always up to something fun. Link is in the description. Now, let's get into it. Alright, first we'll do the bossing build, and this is just your basic Firearm build. We are using Backdraft. That is going to be his Firearm Transcendent module. The main reason for that is the Firearm critical hit rate increase you get per stack of flame zones. So you want to get your 5 flame zones out. And if you do hit the boss with burn, you get a 10% Firearm critical hit damage increase. And then we are using 2 here to give us the Firearm attack increase and the weak point damage increase per flame zone. So you want to get your stacks down and then use your 2 to absorb the fire up, and then you can begin shooting. In Tormentor, you've seen that I threw a fireball out just in time to hit the boss as well. It's not completely necessary, but do it if you think you can. As far as the mods, we're going full cooldown. We are using conditional recharge to drain our health, which is going to proc Walk a Tightrope and the Annihilation Set. We are using 2 duration mods with shot focus. Now, for your reactor, cooldown is a must here. Other than that, you can pretty much use what you want. I'm just using my mobbing reactor. And for our set, like I said, we have the Annihilation Set, the normal setup that you would see for a Firearm build. Now, for your A-TAMS, we are using our Toxic A-TAMS with Toxic Attack Core, Firearm Critical Hit Damage Core. And for your substats, Toxic Attack, Firearm Critical Hit Damage, Firearm Attack, and Weak Point Damage. And for your mods, we are using our 3 Firearm attack mods. We have our 2 toxic mods with Toxic Enhancement and Toxic Gun Barrel. We are using Weak Point Expansion as our special mod. Then we have our 2 weak point mods, our Firearm Critical Hit Rate mod, and our Firearm Critical Hit Damage mod. Going into your Inversion Reinforcement, the only thing you need here is Toxic Focus rounds. That is it. Make sure you do not pick anything for healing as well, because you do not want to bring your health back up. And for your Arche tuning, you are just dumping heavy into as much Firearm attack as you can get. So now we'll get into our mobbing build, and we are using Next Level Recipe. 3 main things about this that we like is the flame zones when running. This is very nice, and there's a little trick you can do with grappling that makes you go a little quicker, and the flames still hit the ground when you're in the air. We have Hot Delivery, which is actually a really nice skill to use now. I do wish it had more forward range than it does, but still works out well. When you're playing with an Innis or a Bunny or a Freyna, you're still not really going to be hitting much. And for the passive, we're getting the skill critical hit rate for 5 times our flame zones. So let's check that out and see where we're at right now. We're at 44. We'll activate our 1, and we will go on a trip. And now we are at max critical hit rate. So let's go over the mods. Like I said, we're using Next Level Recipe. I am using Multi-Talented. I do not see a reason to not use Multi-Talented. First, it lets you get rid of your 2 focus mods, which is very nice. And if you do this correctly, which would be the same way that I have, you are going to get very nice cooldowns on all your abilities that you will be able to spam them very well. Everything lines up great when you build it just like this, and it's something I could show you now. So we'll start off with our flame zone. We'll use our 4, and then we'll be able to double use our 3. We can proc our 1 again, use our 3 again, and then our 4 will be back as that ends. And it's really that simple. So as I said, we don't have to run the 2 focus mods, so we're running our 2 specialist mods with Fire and Dimension. We have our 2 cooldown mods, MP Conversion and Nimble Fingers. Then we have our 3 crit mods, which is going to be Frontline, Skill Concentration, Emergency Measures. You do not need Skill Insight with the setup. We're using Skill Expansion. The main thing here is for the size of our 1, and then the the wide range of our three. This does not affect the length, just the width, just the girth. And then we're using Battle of Stamina just for the little bit of duration that it gives. We're fine on HP, and we're going to use an Inversion that is also going to help us out with HP. Now, as far as your reactor, we are using the Fire Dimension with cooldown and skill critical hit damage. You want to make sure you grab the cooldown. The crit damage is the best, but you can get away without it. Faction damage is better than crit damage. You can go Dimension, you can go Fire. You got a lot of options here. You know, you're mostly killing trash mobs with Blair, so it does not matter too much. Just make sure you have your mounting right. And as far as your set, you're going to use the Slayer set with your normal MP stats all the way through. Now, for a weapon, there's no weapon that makes Blair better. You will not be shooting your weapon with this. So to me, the main two things you want to have is your 2 sprint cores and then your 1 grappling hook charge time increase core. Other than that, just pick a weapon that you like. I like to hold the Peacemaker, and then I just have my Volti on me just in case I'm running Void Vessel or something like that. Now, for the Inversion reinforcement, you actually have a lot of options here. You could go with Neurofocus Augmentation for some more max MP, which isn't too bad. You could go with Selective Neurostimulation for some more MP. You can go with Selective Cellular Stimulation for some HP healing. Biodensity Augmentation is one that I would definitely always select on a mobber. It's really nice just to get the max HP up. Not we're going to have to be getting one shot by any explodies or anything. And then you can go Adrenaline Rush for the movement speed boost. Now for the Arche tuning, with Multi-Talented, we do not have to go into cooldown, which gives us some more options. So we've gone into crit pretty heavy. We've also been able to grab some more MP recovery out of combat. And then with the last two, I've gone with just the extra HP. So even with this very low HP build, we're at 7,900. And then with proccing this, you're going to be pretty high up on HP and able to survive. And that covers everything for this Ultimate Blair mobbing and bossing build. Any questions or suggestions about the builds, let me know in the comments. Like and subscribe is appreciated. Thanks, guys. Peace.